Actually, Peter, I think certainly in the last 10 years he's over 80, and he's also he's got a global empire to run, and I think his priorities have changed.
So at the time that you were there, he was hands-on, was he?
He was hands-on, yeah. I spoke to him every single week, and he'd go through the paper, and he didn't once say, "Don't run a story." It was always "your call," was his last words in every conversation. But he would argue over the public interest. He would argue whether he thought a story was fair and
well, he's a journalist,
proper.
isn't he? He's bound to be interested in that
Absolutely.
bit of his empire, to be honest.
Absolutely, he was very hands-on, and he would pull you up in a very tough way if he felt you were overstepping the mark.
I suppose it is possible that as he gets older and as the empire grows, his attention wanes.
I think that's inevitable, isn't it? And I also think the media's changed. He's obviously had to adapt, like every other media mogul, into the internet, into other sorts of media that are growing at such a rapid rate that, of course, I'm sure he's been distracted by that.
I'm in no position to judge whether there was a cover-up and who knew about it, but it does seem quite a convenient story for him or version of the truth for him to push forward, because it protects him and the rest of his empire from the whole scandal. And it's proving to be very damaging, this, isn't it?
Well, maybe, Peter, but I actually don't think he would have known about it, because I think if he did, he would have done something about it. He wasn't somebody who would mix his words. If something was wrong, he'd put it right. And I don't believe that he'd known about it for several years. And I think he said that today. The mistake was that when Clive Goodman raised the issue and said it was widespread, he should have investigated it. And I think in my time he would have done.
What did you make of his performance today? Occasional flashes of anger. He's still, he might be getting on a bit, but he's still a sharp operator, isn't he?
I didn't see it as a performance. I saw the Rupert Murdoch I knew 12 years ago. I didn't recognise the one who faced the parliamentary committee. I think, as he said today, he was panicking then. It was something, his son was being attacked, and I think he was very protective. I think this time you saw the mischief, you saw the toughness, you saw that he cares about newspapers, and I think, in my view, he's right to say that he's contributed to the media in this country. The Times and the Sunday Times, for instance, wouldn't have survived without him, because they don't make money, and he is passionate about newspapers. It's his first love.
When he offered you a voice, did you ever say, "Well, I'm going with it anyway"? Or...
I did, yeah.
Did you?
I did, yeah, regularly. And
what did he think about that?
Well, he was. His last words were always, "It's your call." We had a difference.
Don't get it wrong.
We had a different opinion on Jeffrey Archer, because he felt that story was an old story from 15 years previous, and he felt it was wrong to be trying to do a story so late in the day. But I did it, and Archer went to jail.
Okay, nice to talk to you, Phil.
Thank you.
Phil Hall of the News of the World. John Pienaar is our chief political correspondent. Good evening, John.
Hi, Peter.
Jeremy Hunt, still in the firing line. Rupert Murdoch said he'd never met him, so that didn't take us very much farther forward. Harriet Harman's having a go at trying to get more documents available, so they're still on his trail.
They are. Harriet Harman, of course, who is Jeremy Hunt's shadow, who's deputy leader of the Labour Party, has already called for an inquiry within Downing Street